What's up guys, Tuber Tutorials here, and I'm back with another Photoshop CS6 tutorial. I'm still using the Photoshop CS6 beta version, and I'm loving it so far. It's really cool. I really like how they, add the new elements to it. And if you want to download the beta version, I will post a link in the description so you can go ahead and try it out for yourself. But in this tutorial, we're going to create kind of basic design, not too easy because there's a lot of stuff to add, but you will get it by the end of this tutorial. And this is what we're going to be creating, a kind of game, like an Xbox 360 game cover that I designed. I kind of did it, for our, our U.S. Marines troop, for what they done for us, protect and serve us, and just did this design to, tell them thanks, I guess. So it might look difficult, it might look challenging, but it's really simple, it's really easy, and you'll learn it just like that. Once again, I have included the folder with the files. So again, you need to send me a personal message and say that you want the files for this tutorial. Please make sure that you mention the title of the tutorial so I know which folder to send you, and send me your email address and I'll email the folder to you, and you'll get all the files that you need. All the files will be included except for the brushes that I use. I will post a link in the description to where you can get the brushes, so you can go ahead, download them, and download a lot more brushes. There are tons of brushes on the website, so you can go ahead and download as many as you want and have fun with them. So without further ado, let's get into this tutorial. Once again, I will be going back and forth, from the final product, to make sure that I have everything in order and make sure that I'm not missing out on any step. Alright, so let's go ahead and go to our folder here. And we're going to drag this Xbox game into Photoshop. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and go to View, Fit on Screen, make sure everything is, up close so I can see everything. Double click that layer and unlock it. First thing that we need to do is to get rid of this entire image at the front, because we don't want that. We're going to be creating our own image. So select your rectangular marquee tool, start from the top here and go all the way down, hit delete, and voila, there you go. I'm going to go ahead and call this layer Xbox cover, just to make sure that I know what layer I'm working with. Make a new layer, drag that layer underneath the Xbox cover. I'm going to call that background. Select your paint bucket tool and color that entire section black. Alright, so now we have that down. We need to go ahead and customize our background layer some more. So right click, blending options. First thing that we're going to add is gradient overlay. Alright, and make sure I get these colors correctly. The first color is going to be 2-1. The numbers will come up on the screen so you can see them. 2-1-0-D-0-1. You can choose your own two colors if you want. Don't have to be the same thing that I use. And the second color is going to be 663203. Kind of too brownish color. And we're going to drag this part inside some more. Get the darkest section a little bit up some more. And hit OK. Next thing we're going to do is add a texture. So go ahead and click on Bevel and Emboss and hit texture. But we're going to go to that Bevel selection first. We're going to set the depth to 1. The size and the soften will be 0. Opacity 0, and the second opacity 84. Alright, we're going to hit texture, and the texture that I use, I believe it's called, let's see if I can find it again. I believe it was this one, parchment parchment texture. If it's not showed up on yours, just hit the small gear icon. Choose texture fill 2 or texture fill or pattern. There's one of these for patterns or textures, and you'll get it. The scale, we're going to put the scale to 146 and the depth to 79. Alright, and hit OK. And there we go. We got a simple background there. Alright, so now what we need to do is add our title bar. So we can put our title inside of it. So we're going to go ahead and select our rounded rectangular tool from our shape tool. And we're going to draw a rounded rectangle from one end to the other. Right click that layer and hit rasterize layer. Alright, I'm going to center that a bit. Alright, hit Control T, free transformation tool, and put your mouse to the side until you see that curve arrow thingy, and just kind of slant it a bit and position it. Hold down your Shift and your Alt key and just make it a little bit larger. I'll bring it down a little bit. A little bit larger. You can make it any size you want. And that's just about good. So now once we have that, we're going to go ahead and customize that a bit. So right click that layer, blending options, and the first thing we're going to do is change the gradient overlay. And we're going to use two light brown colors. Let's see. It's two kind of lightish brown. Use that one. And this one, again, the numbers will be on the screen so you guys can get it off the screen. Alright, I believe it was these two colors. Alright, hit OK. And hit OK. Next we need to do is add an outer glow. Go to your outer glow. And we're going to change the blend mode to soft light. Increase the opacity all the way up. Increase the noise to 10. And the color that we're going to be using is a kind of light green color. The number is BAE C79 and hit OK. Alright, the spread, leave the spread to 0. The size, 122. Boost the range all the way up and boost the jitter all the way up. So now we need to add our stroke. Alright, and with the stroke, we're going to put the size to 6. Alright, we're going to change the blend mode to screen. And the color, we're going to use a green color. The number is 2E6 C0F. Hit OK and hit OK again. And now we have our sign here, our bar well customized and ready to go. So the next thing that we need to do is to create the second bar for the subtitle. But I'm going to do that after I finish, adding the title. So let's go ahead and go to our text tool. And the text that I use is included in the folder. It's called the price down. That's the name of the font that I use. And we're going to type the words Marines. Make sure the M is in caps and the rest of the words are in lower case. Alright, and we're going to move that right into our title here. And we're going to make it a good size so it fits the entire title bar. Let's try 120, let's try 130. Alright, Control T. And just like the title bar, we're going to position that so it matches inside. Alright. That's just about good. We're going to double click on that layer so it selects the entire font. We're going to hit the character and paragraphs panel, and we're going to change the size to 200, the spacing to 200. All right, and I think I'm going to increase the font size a little bit more. All right, kind of position that. All right, double click that again, and we're going to change the color to white for now. All right, so now we have that. Next thing that we need to do is to give that text a better look and feel. So right click on that layer, blend in options, and we're going to add a drop shadow. All right, leave the blend mode to multiply, increase the opacity, distance 8, and the size, leave it at 5, noise 14, and we're going to change the color to a darkish brown. That number is 331D0 D01, and hit OK. We got a nice little brownish pixelated shadow, and now we need to add outer glow. So go ahead to our outer glow. I'm going to change the blend mode to vivid light. All right, increase the opacity to 100%. And the color, we're going to add a light purple. You're probably wondering why add a light purple. That's totally a mismatch. But it's just going to make the background a little bit brighter. You won't see the purple that much. 593C9A. Hit OK. As you can see, you can hardly see the purple. It's just to brighten the background some more so the text stand out. We're going to increase the size to 250. All right. And we're going to increase the range to 100 and leave the jitter at 0. And it kind of brightens that background a little bit more. So now we're going to go to gradient overlay. We're going to add some colors to our text. All right, and for this, we're going to use another 2 light brown colors. Let's see, I don't have the numbers for these, so I gotta see if I have it accurately. All right, let's see here. All right, 2 light brown colors. Again, you can use, any color that you want to use. See if I can. All right, let's try this number. Let's try B87E46. That should give me a good brown. That's just about good. And we'll go to the light section. Once says you use Photoshop a lot, use colors a lot. Sometimes the numbers just come automatically. You kind of know them. So let's try FF E8CA. Alright, that gives me a kind of peach kind of color. Alright, I think that's just about right. Kind of lighten this some more. Alright, hit OK. And hit OK. Alright, so now we need to add stroke. So we're going to go to our stroke here. We're going to change the size to 4. Leave the blend mode to normal. And the color is going to be a very dark green. Let's see, 142A00. Very, very dark green color. That's just about good. Hit OK. And we have everything that we need. Stroke, all right, and hit OK again. And now we have our text well put together. So now what we need to do is add the little bullet holes that I had. These little bullet holes right here. They're pretty simple. There are a brush Let me go ahead and rename this title bar. Always name your layers so you know what you're working with. And let's just minimize these effects to make the layers more neater. We're going to make a new layer, and we're going to call that layer bullet holes. Alright. Make sure your color is at black. Go to our brush tool. Go to your brushes panel. And let's see if I can find. I have a lot of brushes loaded. So, see if I can find the right brush that I used. Alright, let's see here. Believe I just passed it. And let's go up a bit. And I believe it was this one. These brushes are all splatter brushes. Once again, I will give you the link to where I find the brush so you can get it yourself. We're going to make a small size. Oh, that's way too small. It's way too small. Alright, about... The brush itself is already small, so about 80 pixels. That looks fine. Or let's increase that more to about... Alright. We're going to add one right there. One right here. We're going to add one to the A. One to the R. And one to the E. Alright. We're going to change the opacity to 82. Bring that down to about 82. And there's our bullet holes. Alright, next thing that we need to do is add some more splatter around the title bar. So we're going to go ahead and make another layer. And we're going to call that layer splatter. Alright. And to save me time, I'm going to go ahead and go to the final product. And I'm going to drag the splatter that I already had in this file. Just to save me time from searching where I had it, I'm going to drag that right here. I'm going to delete this layer. I'm going to position... Oh, it's the wrong layer. Back to our splatter. Now position this about right here. And I'm going to drag this layer underneath the title bar layer. And there we go. And I put the blend mode to hard light. And I decreased the opacity to 49%. Alright, so far, so good. Alright, so next thing that we need to do is to add that second title bar for the second subtitle. So we're going to go ahead and go to our rectangular, rounded rectangular tool. We're going to make a small looking rectangle, rounded rectangle. About that size is good. Right click that layer, hit on rasterize layer, Control T, and we're going to do the same thing as we did for the first title bar. Kind of slant it and bring it up some more. Right? Make sure that they're parallel. That they're parallel pretty well. Let me zoom this, carry this out some more. Alright. Make sure that they're parallel. That looks just about right. Kind of move that up. Select your move tool. Kind of move that up some more. As you can see, it's not exactly the right parallel size. Just curve that down some more. And I believe that's just about it. Move it up some more. And we're good. And obviously, we're going to go ahead and we're going to rename that layer title bar 2. So our second title bar. So now we need to go ahead and customize that as well. So go on our blending options. And we're going to add a drop shadow. And we're not going to change anything. I'm going to leave everything as it is. Pretty satisfied with that. And then we're going to go to color overlay. All right, and I'm going to use a very, very dark brown. Very dark brown, kind of close to black. Let's see, 1E1400, a very dark brown color. Hit OK. And we're going to leave everything as it is. Go to stroke. We're going to leave the size to 3. Leave the blend mode to normal. Leave the opacity. We're just going to change the color to another brown, but this time a not too dark brown. 7E511D. Hit OK. And everything is right how we want it. And we're going to hit OK again. So now what we need to do is to change the opacity to 88%. Bring that opacity down about 88%. And go back to our text tool, and we're going to use that same text, the price down font, and we're going to type protect and serve. Check that off. Double click that layer, decrease the size to about 48 or any size you want. Go back to that paragraph panel. We're going to decrease the spacing to about 510. All right. We're going to move that into our title bar. Control T and position that so it goes directly inside our title bar here. Once again, make sure that they're all lined up. And that's just about how we want it. Check that off. Kind of move that into position. Alright, so now we need to go ahead and customize that text as well. Alright, we need to add a drop shadow. Alright, we're going to leave everything as it is for the drop shadow. Alright, just about okay with that. And we're going to add a color overlay. And we're going to use a light brown, close to kind of a creamish color. Let's see, F9, E4AB. Hit OK. Then we're going to add a stroke. Alright. We're going to leave the size to 3, leave the opacity, and the color we're going to use almost that same dark green that we used for the other text. 082202, kind of dark green color, and hit OK, and we're just about good with that. Alright, so far so good. Now all that we need to do is now to add the different elements, which is the pics, and we're good to go. So first we're going to add our helicopter here. So we're going to go to our folder. I already edited the helicopter for you, sorry. This is the main pic and this is the edit one. So just drag the edit one into Photoshop. I saved you time from, edit the whole thing. And just move that into place. Oh, wrong file. Move that there. Alright. And obviously we're going to need to resize it. But let me check, see if I have everything right here. Alright, so far so good. And we're going to change that blend mode to hard light to get rid of, let's see, let's go back. I'm kind of missing something here. Let's delete that. We're going to unlock that layer. We need to get rid of this white background. So select your magic wand tool. Click the white section. Hit delete. All the sections that are in white, just click them with the magic wand tool and hit delete. And now we can move that into our document. We have to get rid of that white background color. And now we're going to change the blend mode to hard light. I'm going to name that layer helicopter. Alright, let me take off these effects. Alright, so now we need to resize our helicopter. Control T, hold down your Shift and Alt key, and resize that. I mean, you can make it any size you want. And as you can see, it's kind of overlapping the title bar. So we need to drag that layer all the way underneath the first title bar. Or the second one. Alright, there we go. Kind of position that helicopter. That's just about good. So now we need to add a layer mask. Alright, the little small icon with a small circle, that's your layer mask. Go to a brush. We're going to use a soft edge brush. You can use any size you want. We're going to go ahead and delete this top part here of the helicopter that's over the top of the cover. And we're going to delete these sides, kind of fade those out a bit. Alright, so that's just about good. So now we need to kind of edit this helicopter a bit, make it more visible, more brighter. So this part is all up to you. Image, brightness, and contrast. You can increase the brightness some more, increase the contrast. Again, this part is totally up to you. I'm going to increase some levels, increase the darks a little bit darker. Alright. And we can add a curve to darken it a little bit more. And bring a small little S. Alright. If you want to make the darks and the bright stand out more, you can use your dodge or your burn tool. Your burn tool will increase the dark sides more, and your dodge tool will increase the white sections more. So you can go ahead and play around with that and make it look, to your liking. So now we have our helicopter. Now we need to add our jet. Let me close this off. Go back to the folder. We're going to drag the jet edit pick into Photoshop. Unlock that layer, and once again we need to get rid of all that white. So go to the magic wand tool, select and hit delete. And we're going to move that into our document. Alright. So once again we're going to call this layer jet. As you can see, as we get deeper, we have a lot of layers. That's why it's good to name your layers so you know which one that you're using. So we need to resize our jet here. Control T, hold down your Shift and Alt key, and resize our jet and kind of put it right here, this corner right here. Alright, that's just about good. I'm going to change the blend mode to soft light. And just as the helicopter, you can go ahead and, edit to your liking, but we're just going to leave it right there, just like that for now. Alright, so now we need to add our soldier. Alright, close this layer. Go to your folder, and we're going to drag the marine edit soldier into Photoshop. Once again, unlock the layer. Magic wand tool, select that white section, hit delete, Control D, deselect the marching ants, and move that into Photoshop. Alright, Control T and hold down Shift and Alt and resize that soldier to your liking. That's just about good for me. Okay, put him over some more. And that's just about good. Make sure all these picks are going below the 2 title bar layer so it won't overlap the other layers. Alright. So now we need to go ahead and we need to customize the soldier. Again, this part is all up to you. Image adjustments. We're going to do brightness and contrast. I won't tell you my numbers because this part is totally up to you. Everyone have different tastes of picture editing. Alright. I don't want him too bright. Alright. And to save me time, I'm going to go ahead and drag my completed soldier. Alright. Go ahead and drag my completed soldier here. Kind of save me a lot of time. Alright, I'm going to drag and leave him there. And I'm going to show you the effects that I use. Blending options, I added a stroke, the size 2, opacity 100, blend mode overlay, and color white. And I add a drop shadow, blend mode multiply, opacity 75, distance 5, spread 0, size 27, noise 0. And that's basically all that I added. Alright, so I need to make this soldier look more posterized, kind of comic book looky, so to say. So we're going to go to filter and filter gallery. Alright, wait for that to come up. Photoshop to load. Oh, filter gallery. Let's see. Alright, there we go. And we're going to select poster edges, and thickness going to be 0, edge intensity 1, and posterization 6. Let's leave that to 6. Edge thickness, leave that to 1. Again, you can play around with these all you want. Hit OK, and now we have our soldier a little bit, looking posterized. Alright. So now what we need to do is to, I want to add a gradient map over this soldier to make it more darker. So go to layer, new adjustments layer, gradient map, hit OK, and make sure your gradient map is black and white. Hold down your Alt key, go in between the layers, and clip that to the bottom layer. Alright, we're going to leave the blend mode to normal, but decrease the opacity to 23%. So now all we need to do is add some splatter behind him and add the American flag and our seal. Alright, so now we need to add the second splatters beside our soldier here. So we're going to go ahead and look for that other splatter layer right here. Make a new layer, and we're going to call that layer splatter 2. Double click there, splatter 2. Now once again, these splatter brushes are on the website that I show you. So save me time, I'm going to go ahead and drag the ones that I had in the previous pick. I'm going to drag that into my document here. I'm going to position it behind the soldier how I had it, and that's just about good. Go ahead and delete this layer. I'm going to show you the effects that I use. We use an outer glow. Here's the numbers. Alright, and then we add a drop shadow, opacity 75%, and everything just leave as it is. Alright, leave the blend mode and the opacity as it is. So now we have that. So now we need to add our seal, color the marine logo. Alright, go back to that folder. Alright, drag that logo into Photoshop. Let me close this layer. Alright, we're going to move that into our document here. And we're going to put that layer all the way up to the top. Alright, call that layer logo. Control T, make that a little bit smaller. Alright, kind of position that down to the bottom right here. Make it a little bit more smaller. Alright, position it right here. Alright, and that's just about all we need to do. You can go ahead and, change the brightness and the contrast if you want. You can go ahead and, customize it a little bit. But for now, we're leave it as that. So now the last thing that we need to add is our flag. And I'm going to make sure that you add the flag beneath all the other layers. Alright, go to your folder. Drag that flag in the Photoshop. Move that into our document here. Alright. And we're going to hit Control T and we're going to resize that flag all the way up. Make sure that it covers the entire bottom section. Alright. Close that off. And let me make sure that I have the... Alright. Change the blend mode to vivid light. And we're going to put the opacity down to 32. Alright, now we need to get rid of this top section right here. So add a layer mask. Go to your brush, your soft edge brush, and just erase that top section. Alright. And then once you've done that, that is just about it. If you want your soldier to stand out more, what I did was made a new layer, paint bucket tool. Alright, color it black, go to filter, render, lens flare, and I use the 35mm prime lens. Change the blend mode to screen and just drag that lens behind the soldier. Alright, and then it kind of make him a little bit, you know, brighter. Alright, you can go ahead and put that opacity down a little bit, you know, just to make, you know, it stand out some more. So that's basically all there is to do, creating this simple little game cover. It's really fun, and you can try it with a lot of different things. You can make any different cover you want. Don't have to be this same cover. You can make a racing game or whatever game cover you want. So you can go ahead, play around with it, and comment below. Let me know how it worked out for you. Hope you guys learned something, and hope you liked this tutorial. Once again, rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. 2 tutorials. Peace out.